Here with Coach Brandon Staley. Coach, Derwin James wanted me to ask you, do you like ball?
No, I love ball.
Why did he want me to ask you that?
I don't know. He came alive today. He's always trying to challenge me. He's trying to keep the energy up here at training camp.
He told me he used to break down the huddle, and then Justin came in and said, hold on there.
Yeah.
DB, I got this.
Got a new development going on.
What's going on?
You're just seeing Justin come alive, and going into his fourth season. He's so comfortable now here, being a Charger, obviously with the big contract extension and just the way his teammates feel about him. It's his football team, and it's our players' football team, and I think that's what's been great is that when you have guys like Justin and Derwin, Keenan and Mike, all the guys you just interviewed, Khalil, those guys leading your football team, it's really special.
Have you noticed anything outside of him being more vocal, which is what all the players have told me? It's something that sort of evolved about him from last year to this year?
Yeah, I just think the confidence. I think you can see the confidence in all ways, at the line of scrimmage, during the play, pre-practice, post-practice, in the facility, just that comfort zone in his own skin. And I just think you're seeing him each year improve and get better and better, but it's that confidence and that freedom that you're trying to look for in a player, and he's earning it, and it's just he's had a fantastic training camp, and we're really fortunate to have him.
What does that mean, fantastic training camp? What's something specific?
I think that the level of play and the consistency of his play has been elite. I mean, elite playmaking out there, and I just think the way he's affecting his teammates on both sides of the ball and in the kicking game, I've just never seen him better. The happiness and just, he's such a fierce competitor, and I just think he's seeing the confidence that everybody else has in him too, and the best is to come for him, Kay.
I'm so excited about this. Now, you have Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
That's a big switch. A lefty southpaw, which we love to see.
Yes.
We love to see. They're extinct in the NFL. You have like 7 former quarterbacks, including yourself, on this team.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cooks in the old quarterback kitchen. What is Kellen bringing to the table?
He's just such a stud. I mean, beyond just the quarterback coach and the coordinator calling plays and stuff like that, which I think he's one of the top play callers in the NFL, but just I think the culture fit and fitting in with our staff, our players, he's just been great to team up with.
Okay.
I think, as you know, me being so close with Sean when I was with Sean in LA, it just really reminds me of that type of partnership, where you just really feel like we have teammates, and doing a fantastic job for us, and it's been awesome to compete out here at training camp.
He had really great years with Dak, really good offenses. He's had criticism, of course, just in the NFL world as it is. What was the point? Tell me that, like in the interview process, where you were like, "Bam, this is my guy."
I think all the what we discovered in the interview process. I think all the things he was looking for, I think that we provided him, and all the things that we were looking for, he was providing to us. So it was a really good fit. I think it was really good timing. I think how he's wired as a coach. He's the son of a coach. Played at Boise for Chris Peterson. Been around a lot of good coaches as a player and then as a coach, and so he was looking for the right fit. I think the right locker room, the right style of play.
Yeah.
I think the right place where he can create and be himself, and all of that is what we were looking for. So like I said, it's just been a great teammate so far.
How much do you love being underrated? Because I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but you have the highest paid, probably the best quarterback. And honestly, my opinion on Justin Herbert is probably that he cannot wait for Joe Burrow to get paid, so the shine's off of him a little bit. So that okay, I've had my moment, I'm good, I'm confident, I feel secure, move it along. But you've got Eckler, you've got these wide receivers that just weirdly don't get the love. Do you thrive on that?
We're interested in proving ourselves, Kay.
Yeah.
So we're, this training camp isn't about us saying much. We're going to prove ourselves when the season starts. I love coaching this team, and we're excited for 2023.
I spent some time with Nick Sirianni last week, day probably 8 of training camp, and I go, "When's the last time you watched a Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs?" And he goes, his son was there, Jacob, and he asked his son earnestly, and his son goes, "Yesterday, Dad." And they watched it, and I'm like, "Coach, he's obsessed with learning from that game, watching it into training camp." I know you've been really candid, which I really appreciate, about that loss to the Jags, the 2006 Patriots, all of that. Talk to me a little bit about your Steve Kerr experience, not just because I'm from Chicago and I love him for this Bulls thing, but you did a deep dive in sort of shadowing him.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience, Kay. He was so gracious, he and Bob Myers, to let me come during the playoffs when they were playing Sacramento. So I was there for Game 3, kind of the day prior to all the coaches' meetings, all the game plan meetings, and then day of, and just one of those unforgettable experiences. You're there with 3 of the greatest players to play, with Clay and Dre and Steph, and to see an elite team an elite culture, and a really tough moment. You know, Draymond was suspended for Game 3, so I was there at a really critical juncture, and I learned a lot, and I went there trying to improve. And I think when you go through something like we did against Jacksonville, you want to be able to show your team that you're working at your game just like they are. And so I came back, and you know, Steve had a lot of wisdom, you know, with what they went through against Cleveland, and then they had 2 really tough seasons where they get cleaned out by injuries, and it, you know, just building a team and dealing with everything that pro coaches deal with, and you know, mentioning his mentor Greg Popovich and what happened with them versus the, you know, Miami Heat in the finals, and you're trying to draw some stories for these guys that will mean something. And what I tried to tell our guys is that you compete long enough, something like this is going to happen. But when it does, you got to learn right away, and then you got to be able to respond. And so I just tried to grab some examples of what I felt like are some of the best players, best coaches, best teams going through something similar, and then what their response was. And so we've got an awesome locker room, and we're excited about the response.
Tell me who's that's I mean, just that's so incredible, and just that you went up there and that you learned so much from that experience, and even just watching the tape on that I mean, that team went undefeated in 2007, so there's a lot that these players are even telling me about with their vibe and sort of being where their feet are and just looking ahead. And I think the sky's the limit for this squad. Is there anybody that's sticking out that I need to know about in camp so far?
Well, you interviewed a lot of them who have stood out.
They're the OGs,
and
Coach.
I think they're OGs, but I think that there's like this renaissance aspect to a Keenan Allen, because you know, he's not that young Thundercat superstar receiver. Now
11th year.
He's got a real leadership component in this team, and that he's responsible for. And Khalil Mack isn't that, you know, 27-year-old superstar that we traded for in Chicago, and I was with him. Now he's got a bigger responsibility than just being a star rusher. He's got a big leadership role on this football team. And so those guys that you mentioned, we got to push them even farther, because they got a lot to give. And you know, Derwin James has accomplished a lot, but you know, there's more to come for all these guys. So I would say that I'm really proud of our best players and how they've performed in training camp, because they've shined. They've been consistent every practice, and they're the ones who are going to carry us this season.
And it's hot as hell out here. I don't know how you get these guys motivated. Like, this is the
this
most.
California thing's
I'm
not too
literally,
bad.
really, I'm like under
Come
a
on,
magnifying glass. I'm like, dead. Okay, Coach, I know you have a lot to get to. You guys will win. You guys will fulfill your goals if what? Don't say health.
No, I think if our players compete like they do during training camp, then this season is going to speak for itself.
Okay, Coach, you're Mr. Risk Taker. That's what you're known for in the NFL, Mr. Old Aggressivo, Mr. Fourth Down Dynamo. So we're going to give you some risky things in life, and you tell me if you're going to go for it, if you're going to punch. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Gas station sushi.
Punt.
You almost threw up in your mouth a little bit there, Coach. A 4-day darkness retreat.
Punt.
Really? You and Aaron, you don't think? That's so LA.
I love
you know?
Aaron. I love Aaron. I'd rather go talk ball with Aaron for 4 days.
Yeah. Do you hear that, Sean Payton, a coach in the AFC West, giving love to the quarterback in the AFC East? Skydiving.
Go for it.
Have you done it?
No.
Coach, that surprises me a little.
But
Let's go jump off that Ferris wheel thing here in OC.
I'd do it.
Yeah, you would?
I think so.
I love it. 10K on front row seats to Taylor Swift.
Go for it.
You'd go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
Who would you? Okay, I thought you were going to say no. That's unreasonable.
No, go for it.
Coach, you're a fiend. Who would you want to spend money to see with $10,000 if you could pick anybody? Front row.
Such an awesome question.
Thanks.
One person.
Yeah.
An entertainer.
Yeah, or I don't know, a comedian.
Those
are controversial, Coach. I wouldn't.
I would probably go. I'd probably go
Jay-Z.
I'd probably go Jay-Z.
Really? 10K for Jay-Z.
Yeah,
We love
Jay-Z.
it. The NFL's going to love that. He runs the show. Okay, 4th and 1 on your own 30 in the Super Bowl, up by 4 with 2 minutes to go.
Go for it. Sean went for it.
I love it.
Sean went for it. Sean went for it. Look what happened.
Yep, running with the Bulls. Stop cheating.
Go for
Coach.
it, Pamplona. I'm there.
You would
Spain,
do it?
yeah.
What's like the craziest thing
That's
you've
like
ever done?
I want to go visit. I want to go visit Spain.
Yeah, but you won't even go to the Taylor Swift concert because you're so obsessed with this. Like, we need to work on all right. Karaoke night.
Punt. I don't. The singing.
That's my favorite.
I think I would stage fright.
You'll run with a bull in Spain.
Yeah, not my skill set.
Okay, so you're not grabbing the mic. Got it. Milk tube days past the expiration date.
Punt. Yeah.
Okay.
Punt.
So you're kind of risky, kind of not. You're a fascinating character. All right, that's it.